Hey.
Say, cute pet, what's its name?
Who are you looking at?
Gario.
Jesus.
Who are you referring to?
I point to the fucking cat.
Pet. You refer to me as a pet.
Oh, come on, you can take a joke, Fluffy.
I sit down next to him.
As you say that, you see the large construct behind just slowly move his hand to his warhammer, and just you hear the clinking of his fingers as it goes around the edge of the warhammer. But he still hasn't stopped leaning against the wall.
I put my hand over Snot's chest and I say, what he meant to say was, hi. What's going on here? Who are you guys? Why do we have to meet here? This place is creeping me out. As I cast prestidigitation.
What?
And do what?
I make everything smell.
He makes an illusion.
Cinnamony and while simultaneously turning the lamps on the walls to glow purple.
Do you have a...
Oh my god.
I love it, don't get me wrong.
He's performing an illusion.
You said there was like a dark corner.
Now this is more my style.
Oh my god.
Alright. Hi,
That's great.
I'm JJ. This is Snot.
And who are you referring to this?
I'm
Still
just kind of looking
the
at
the tabaxi?
the tabaxi, and I assume I've seen this construct and recognize that it's somewhat humanoid form.
Yeah, you recognize it's certainly in humanoid form, but it is bulking. I mean, this thing is I would say, pretty similar in size to yourself.
Okay.
Insano.
But I've seen it move. So
You've seen it move, you know it's living to
Yeah.
a certain extent, quote unquote.
Sure. I'm just staring at it
I do not know how it is that you people work over here.
Oh, you people.
Forgive me.
Me too. Name's Jeremiah. Jeremiah Snot.
Get fucked. I am no one's pet.
I sit down and attempt to introduce myself. With an open arm, hello, my name is...
Slim Shady.
Your name is what?
Insano.
It's just
Sorry.
weird to just put out your hand and just say, my name is...
It is a little bit. Sorry, my name's Insano. How you doing?
And as he puts it out, you just feel this rough texture of his paw against your hand. And it seems unintentional, but you can feel a little bit of his claws coming out and just touching your skin slightly as he does it. You don't know if it's some type of threat or if it is merely this is the reaction he has when he does this with his hand. But as he does this, he looks out. He's like, my name is the cloud that breaks upon the cliffs. I realize it is long.
I gotta say that every time.
No. You can simply refer to me as Cloud.
Wow. I like that. Good name.
And my friend, that is Mark 13-14.
I gotta say that every time.
No, I just simply call him Mark.
Mark's truly fascinating.
As he says that, you just kind of see him, he lets go of his warhammer, just puts a hand behind his back and does a very small bow.
What is this wizardry?
Can I walk over and sort of just
Tap on the metal?
yeah, a little bit, very curiously. I'm not being hostile. I'm just we're both fascinated.
Okay, yeah, absolutely you can.
I'm gonna walk over and
I say to Cloud as this happens, forgive my friends, they're not quite as adventured as you or I are, perhaps.
So as you do that, it just kind of leans down. You hear a creaking as its head comes down, and its eyes just get wider as more light is let in, and its eyes glow slightly more. And it just reaches down and just bonks you on the head.
I just kind of, as I'm looking at all this, I just kind of giggle. And I have no idea what's happening either, because I'm tempted to just lean over to Garbo and be like, "Is that a cat and a robot?"
Where's the dark? I'm just been staring at the darkest spot in the room. I heard you say something about a dark corner where there's no light, and I've just been staring at it.
Give me a perception check.
That's gonna be where the.
Yep.
Not very good. 8. 10.
10. You can hear shuffling on the other side of the room.
In the darkness?
And you can hear in the darkness. You can also hear chains moving about, but you can't make out what it is. But from being here before, you have a fairly good idea of what you think might be over
So
there.
as soon as I hear that, I just kind of slowly back away from that corner. And I'm just going to go to the farthest point in the room away from that corner that I know exists.
Okay.
I'm walking at this thing slowly while
Fuck yeah.
whatever's going on here. You guys are, while this conversation, you guys are doing that, I've just been zoning out, staring into the darkness and hearing what this is.
I just kind of go, ah! Never mind.
I'm gonna go fucking try and kill this thing. Put it out of its misery. Like, if as I approach into the darkness, whatever this creature is or whatever, what is it that I'm seeing?
So as you start walking over, and everyone is amidst conversation at this point, trying to figure out what these new weird things are.
Yeah.
New weird toys.
I'm not. I'm very close. I don't give a fuck about the cat or the robot or any of that shit right now.
So
as I see Gerbo approaching this corner and I know what's there.
So as you're looking over, suddenly you see Sister Gariel kind of like take notice of what you're doing and follows your sight line as she looks around the room and just sees Gerbo like
Slowly
walking into the darkness and slowly like disappearing because of how dark it is in that corner. And she's like, Sir! Make a dexterity saving throw.
Oof.
I only see one digit on that roll.
Yeah, 7 plus 3, 10. And at level 7, I just got...
Did his homework!
Popping trinkets.
No, it's basically just if I'm going to take damage, I'll take half. So, like, if 10 is a fail, it just, like, makes it easier for me, basically. Whatever the bad is about to happen to me is not going to be as bad, hopefully.
So, as you walk into the darkness, everything turns black around you, but you can still see just slight remnants of light behind you. You can hear some of the voices, too. And as you feel just the ground get almost a little more damp, like you can hear slight puddles as you walk over in this direction. You suddenly you hear the chain scrape across the floor as you feel a slash against your chest.
Okay.
And you take 7 points of damage. Unless you're going to round that down, then you're cut in half, then it's 3.
And then can I counterattack on this thing?
Absolutely you can.
Alright, so...
Oh god, he's fighting the darkness, literally.
Wait a second, I let out a shriek after this thing hits me, and I just go for a really strong fist to this thing's head. 7 plus 7, 14 hit.
14 hits.
Man, we're actually doing this. We're doing this thing.
Fighting the darkness.
Everybody roll for initiative.
No, I don't want to fight it.
9 damage.
9 damage? Okay, 9 damage. And then I'm going to have everyone else roll initiative if you want to.
Oh, nope. Dane's not rolling initiative.
I'm sitting down. I'm
letting him
super
handle
excited
this.
to like meet these
He's
I
two.
just
doing his
kinda-
own thing over
I'm in
there
the
in
corner.
darkness.
I'm in the corner, but I just kind of slump down real quick and just kind of sit in the corner as I observe this.
14.
I didn't even know he walked off. So I'm like,
Well, I'm hearing this skirmish now.
I need a roll from you too. Who else is actually partaking to some extent?
16.
What'd you roll?
I had 20.
20.
Not at 20.
Okay.
Not nat 20 also.
I do like the Boondock Saints thing, and I hold him back. I'm like, the kid can handle himself or whatever.
So, Grizzly, you're first to act.
Can I see what's happening?
You cannot see it. It's too dark.
Alright, I'm going to ready an action. And with my crossbow, if I see an undead person come out of the shadows, I'm going to shoot it. That'll be my turn.
I mean, you've heard it. You kind of have a general sense of where it is. You could just take a shot into the darkness.
I'm going to shoot in the darkness. I'm going to ready my action.
Okay. That was what, 16?
I was 14.
14? So, Gerbo, it's you again.
Alright. Just flurry of fists on this thing right now. 6 plus 7, math is hard, 11!
13?
13! Oh wait, plus 8, because the gloves of swiftness. Anyways, 14 hit.
14 hits.
Yeah.
7 damage.
7 damage.
And then, going with my second attack. Yeah, like 18 hits.
Yep.
6 damage.
Jesus.
And then bonus unarmed strike.
Oh god, it's just...
Yeah, 8 plus 7, or 8 plus 8, 16 hits.
Yes.
Oh, 10 damage!
God, he just unleashes... He's just fighting
Whatever
the
this thing is, I'm imagining it's chained up or
He's
whatever.
doing it!
Just all the depressions getting unleashed.
Yeah,
This thing
like
is
I
just-
walked into the darkness,
And it
I heard the
slashed
thing,
you.
it slashed me, and it's been...
just
Wow.
machine
I'm just
gun.
unloading punches on this thing.
I love it.
It's gonna be like the cleaning lady. Just like, it's up.
Looking for a lemon pledge.
So, as you guys all hear this, Grizzle immediately just puts his hand to his crossbow, and you can see him release it off his side. A bolt already loaded for some reason. But you just hear like this scuffling that's going back and forth in this dark corner, and Sister Gariel like immediately starts to move, like, no, don't! But you just hear. These fury of blows in the corner, as you can just hear Gear go, "Darkness! Darkness!" And then he slowly just walks back, and as he does, you can just see his fist impaled on this loose, undead head that's still around his hand as he walks back into the light, with just weird, dark pieces of black blood all over his front, as he just stands there, and the head just slowly slips off his fist and falls to the ground.
I did enough damage to kill this thing.
You killed it.
I killed it.
And he killed another guy.
Kill the darkness.
Dude.
I just turned to the... I was just kind of keeping my eyes on what just happened, and I turned to Sister Gary and I go, is the bartender still alive? Does he know that...
The bartender abandoned her some time ago along with the rest of the town.
Okay.
How do our new friends look like they're reacting to that?
After I flip my blood coin at these new guys after the skull drops off of the one hand, and I just flick my blood-soaked coin, the red coin or whatever, to these guys.
Like to their hands or to the table?
Just to the table.
Just at them.
I mean, I wanted to.
Yeah.
Clinks off the
So it
robot's
bounces
chest.
off the table and just lands there.
So I think we all kind of look at this coin, right?
Yeah.
And then I slowly take my eyes from the coin to our new friends, trying to gauge, like, holy shit, they've seen our crazy. Like, are we still dating?
You can see the construct sitting there, its eyes extremely wide, and it kind of takes like almost an back approach to it, as it takes like one step back as it sees Gearbo come out, looking slightly timid for how big it is, and you can just see the Tabaxi sitting there just with just a shit grin on his face.
I kind of slowly raise my hand, and with a hand wave, I clean Garibal's clothing using prestidigitation. Take all the blood away from him. And I'm like, so this is Garbo.
Does that coin mean anything to you?
A really nice guy. He's just very direct.
I'm gonna look up the cloud and say he's kind of lost his mind a little bit. Don't mind him so much, please.
Last time we were here, we killed 4 hooligans.
Don't use the cave.
Some evil spirit traded the bartender coins. What can you tell me about these coins? What the hell happened here? What the fuck did I just kill?
And I turn and go, that was the bartender's wife.
Mr. Gariel chimes in when he says this. He is correct.
Yeah, you killed him. You killed her. You just killed her.
I killed it, Gilbert.
Dude.
She wasn't right.
No.
It wasn't right.
No.
I appreciate you taking away the only thing that we have been able to experiment on to see what actually helps us destroy these things.
I figured this was coming. Why else would they keep it?
Yeah. They had it for some reason.
Walked into the darkness and punched it to death. That's the intro.
Being a little ashamed at kind of what's happening, but not really, because it's like just pointing towards the darkness.
Yeah.
Fight the darkness.
Yeah, he does that.
Easy.
That's his thing.
Right off kind of starts to chime in. Well, I think we got enough off of it anyways that, I mean, do we really need it much longer? And you can just see Cloud kind of sitting there. I do not care. This was entertaining. Look at the little one. So much ferocity.
I think he likes you.
I'm stuck in a haze. Like, I understand that he's having a...
As you can just see his tail kind of whipping back and forth.
Is he purring?
He's not purring.
Oh.
I pull down my mask and pull back my hood. I twist up my mustache a little bit. And I say, alright. Gary, you obviously wanted us to meet these people. What are we doing? You guys helping us?
Oh, well, no, I wanted to come here because I had sent you on your mission to find this tome. And these are the individuals in our little group of harpers that know of this little adventure we sent you on. And we're trying to keep that knowledge relatively limited, even to other harpers. They know that we're working just like everyone else is to stop these, I don't call them migrations so much as anymore, it's just the wandering horde? I don't know. Think of something clever.
The running, the walking.
Not that.
It
No,
feels
we don't have the money.
Yeah. It's like, no, anything but that. It's like the opposite of running.
Slow shuffling undead.
Yeah, they're like, they don't run and they're not alive. What would we call it?
As you see Cloud chime in, oh, they run. This was something that we were discussing earlier. And Rydolph just goes over. No. I've never seen any of them run. It's just they're just like slow, methodical, and stupid. No. I've seen them run. I've seen big ones too.
Yeah, so we.
Tell me more about the big ones.
And then I just go, Ted. Undead Ted.
Dead Ted.
Not alive, Ted.
You have met one.
Oh yeah,
Plenty.
Ted.
How big?
He threw very large boulders at us.
Let's see here. I'm a mountain. Okay, yeah, so.
Carry the two.
How about a tree? Yeah, I'm about the size of a tree.
Oh, this is not what I'm referring. That is much bigger.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
What's much bigger, the thing that you fought or the thing that he's describing?
Thing that
The
we
one that
fought.
we- that
Ted
you
is
fought.
bigger.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. We've seen some pretty fucked up shit.
Sister Gariel kind of looks over. Yes, speaking of that, what happened?
Well,
What do you know about the tunnel?
That's a great question. How much time do you have?
Yeah.
I mean, I have all the time in the world.
listen. We went through a goddamn portal.
Yeah,
We
she
ended
sent us through the
She
portal.
knows about the portal.
Didn't we go through another one, though?
No.
At, like, a mage tower?
No.
No.
To
Yeah.
get to Lurwick, we went through the portal.
Yes.
Well, we
that I
activated.
created for you, and then you went through.
Lerwick was that was a weird place.
We went through the portal. We met this guy.
Yes.
And then we went to Lurwick, which was a very weird town.
Yeah.
It got attacked by orcs. And then we wandered off, and we found a tower.
Okay.
That's where we met Ted.
And who is Ted?
Ted is a very large...
He's a hill
Was he an
giant.
ogre? No, he's a hill
He was a
giant?
hill giant.
He was an ogre.
Hill giant.
Yeah.
Hill giant. We killed the hill giant.
That was a fun fight.
We named him
He
Ted.
He was guarding a tower.
He was
blood
guarding a
tasted
tower.
great.
He was
For
guarding
Morden Canaan.
for Morden Canaan.
As you see her eyes just kind of open up and light up.
And we went inside the tower.
Yeah. Turns out Morden Canaan is a big set of lips on a wall.
What?
Yeah, wall lips. Yeah, we met a. You know, it was just lips. It was a mouth wall. I don't know how else to explain it.
It was the essence of Morden Canaan in the tower.
Pretty sure it was a mouth wall.
It appeared to be a giant mouth on a wall talking to us. Yes. Exactly how it sounds. Just imagine.
As you see Cloud kind of lean back. Was it hot? Was it hot?
The mouth on the wall?
Yes. Giant lips.
I mean, could use a little lipstick, but I've been in weirder places.
All right.
I like you. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry we got off on the wrong paw. I reach out again.
Like he just kind of hesitates, like maybe he doesn't know. All right, and he shakes your hand.
Then we were tested by Morden Canaan.
For what? For what purpose?
Who's responding to me?
Gariel.
Okay. I believe, because he had, what was it? He had, it was the parents, right? That were to do like his bidding or whatever.
Yeah, the kid's parents. Kellerell's parents.
So, what was the family called?
History check.
Okay.
My character doesn't remember either.
3, so I'm not going to remember. And I'm just kind of like looking around to my group. Like,
Slimmy,
what was the family? Cal's
Samson?
family? What's the name?
Milner.
Milner family.
That's right.
As he says it. So the Milner parents, but they were gone. But Morden Canaan didn't know that, and so we were to take his place, I guess.
Fuck that kid.
Wait. I'm as Gariel chimes in, I'm getting lost. What were they? This family? What were they supposed to do?
Some kind of demon host.
They were
what did they call it?
sacrificing people, things to appease a. Oh my gosh, I think it was a god of some kind, demon.
But those are two very different things. A god or a demon.
Fucking.
It was a demon
fiend.
or a fiend, yeah. And then we passed the test, and then we came out of the tower, and there was a small boy there. And he was from the town of Lurwick. It was the...
Was he older when we
He
saw
was...
him?
Yes.
Yeah.
He looked like he aged fucking.
2 years. 2 years.
Well, he looked like he aged.
He had aged while we were in there, but it didn't feel like we had been in the tower for very much time. So it seems as though time was slower in the tower. And then we came out, and we were chained up for... Was it a year?
Almost a year.
Almost a year?
I shit in my hand.
Yeah, he smells terrible.
I'm so sorry. I used prestidigitation to clean my hand. Like, I should have done that a long time.
And then we went back to Phandalin through your portal again, and we appeared, but time seemed to have gone by, and we have no idea how long it had been. And now there's a new currency, the mine is open now. There are a lot of questions that have been unanswered for us. We're trying to piece it all together.
Gariel chimes in. Yeah, I'm sorry for that. I had assumed that this could all happen a little bit faster than it did. And you just look over, and now the two, like, extremely large feet at the back, so you get, like, just propped up onto the tables. He leans back in his chair. Yes, they fucked that one up very good, didn't they?
I was like, who, us?
No, not you. As he looks over at, like, Gariel and Rydoth. I am the one that had to figure out a way to get you all back. I'm the one that had to go back into that fucking town and go find the little papers. But we figured out a way.
Papers.
As are you saying that?
I'll say it kind of under my breath, like,
Papers.
And with his keen hearing, he just kind of perks up, and you see like the one ear kind of like move towards you as you say it. And he's like, "Yes, the papers." And he gets up and goes over to the table. It's just strewn with notebooks and papers. And as he's shuffling through, he pulls out and just slides across the table.
Pepe Silva.
What?
I don't understand that, but alright.
That's alright.
We'll put it in post.
Yeah, we'll put it in post.
Take a look at this. Jesus Christ. That right there is the mail. Now let's talk about the mail. Can we talk about the mail, please, Mac? I'm dying to talk about the mail with you all day, okay? Pepe Sylvia. This name keeps coming up over and over again. Every day, Pepe's mail's getting sent back to me. Pepe Sylvia, Pepe Sylvia. I look in the mail. Well, this whole box is Pepe Sylvia. So I say to myself, I gotta find this guy. I gotta go up to his office. I gotta put his mail in the guy's goddamn hands. Otherwise, he's never gonna get it. He's gonna keep coming back down here. So I go up to Pepe's office, and what do I find out, Mac? What do I find out? There is no Pepe Sylvia.
You see a Lerwick letter slide across the table.
Oh, the town letter, the newsletter?
And with it, you see mention of when the hanging was to take place of all of you.
Oh.
And as you're looking through this, you start to piece back as to you were sitting in the jail and the scribe was sitting there and taking notations and checking all of your names, that he was drafting the next Lerwick letter and you were to be the headliner.
Interesting.
Yes, it was this document that gave us enough of an idea as to, well, at first there was some pessimism. We felt you might all be dead.
We almost were.
A couple of times.
We had to have hoped that you weren't, because as history shows us, you were still alive.
As history shows us.
As she just kind of, yes. And Gariel chimes back in again. Yes, we had figured out a way to get you back. Regretfully, it took us some time to figure out when to open the portal again, and it took, from the time that I sent you back, about 5 years to figure out exactly where to open the portal again.
So you're from the future. As I look at the tabaxi.
I mean, time is all relative to us, is it not? What is the future?
So when we left, that portal brought us back to the... Never mind.
As she stops, we do not have the money for that.
Holy shit.
But the mine is up and running, yes?
Yes, it is.
Who owns it?
Well, ownership is currently by the Church of Pelor.
Well, shit. Where's our 15% as I look at Snot?
I think we donated it.
Where's Gundren?
And I turn to him and I go, well, how are we going to pay for your champagne?
Oh, I put pubes in the... I covered it. Don't worry about it.
There's a new currency. As I look towards...
We know of this currency, right? It's just
No,
very...
we've never seen Electrum or any of that stuff
Really?
before.
You've never heard of it
We've never
before.
heard of it. We went to Phandalin. We talked with Toblin. The world runs on a different currency now.
Ah, yes. Well, in the 5 years of your absence, a few things changed. About 3 years ago, there was great economic upheaval. With that, people began to figure out that, well, the great cities were taking their gold and their silver and diluting it. They weren't pure gold and silver coins anymore. They were using other materials to cheapen the coin. It didn't take long for that news to spread between merchants, and as it did, faith in the coin began to drop. Some merchants wouldn't even accept it anymore. As the purity of these continued to drop over time, and, well, let's just say all faith was lost. So, others stepped forward to offer different currencies.
Others as in who?
Well, the church being a great purveyor in ale for most taverns around the nation, they decided that they wanted to start their own that they knew would be pure in...
Let me guess. They got it out of the mine.
You're quick to put things together, aren't you?
Sometimes.
Thus, they minted a new coin called Electrum.
Yeah, we heard of that at Toblin's bar.
Let's just say I'm well versed in scams, and I know when I'm being fucked.
But they were not to be undone. The elves, as we have known, have always had a material referred to as platinum, but generally they've only ever used it for decoration, and it's always been known to be extremely rare and hard to find. We've also been able to determine that that is most likely a lie, and they have hoards of this. They just want to keep it to themselves. And to enter into this game themselves, they started creating another currency, and they referred to it as platinum. At the moment, that certainly holds greater value than Electrum does, but that's only seen due to its rarity.
And that does not come from the mine.
Not
Only
to our
Electrum
knowledge,
does.
Correct.
And we, as I refer to all of us, had struck a deal with Gundren that if we were to open up the mine, 15% of the proceeds would come to us. That was several years ago,
Well,
and I have no idea how to collect on that.
And Rydoff kind of finally chimes in. I would have to say, good luck trying to get those funds. After you helped him get the mine, he just signed it over his deed to the church.
That son of a bitch.
So where's Gundren?
Nice.
So
I just kind of sit there. I just kind of sit in my corner again.
So now what? We're broke.
Yep.
We got these not dead shamblers roaming around.
So now you have the tome. What is the next step now? As I kind of peer over to Sister Gariel, the robot, and the kitty cat.
The robot and the kitty cat.
Yeah, it's like a children's book.
Well, what now? We can get back to what to do with your current coin situation a bit later. But for the most part, you just have shiny rocks in your bags.
I kind of reach down and I pull my satchel of fucking coin.
Hold that coin purse.
Yep, and yeah. I look over at JJ. I said, "You know what? I've been meaning to pay you back for a while." And I hand him the whole thing. So
Okay.
You earned it, man. Thanks for the loan.
Thanks.
So what are you giving him?
I mean, all my gold. I think it was like 25.
Okay.
Yeah, which is exactly what I owed you.
Okay.
You now have an additional 25 gold to your name.
Thanks. I guess.
Yeah.
Well,
Color bonus.
first off, some of us here are under the suspicion that this economic collapse was planned. I have not been able to prove it yet, but right now the greatest beneficiaries of it have been the church and the elves. I think the elves simply saw economic opportunity, but I could be wrong. But I think this was orchestrated. We can't prove it, and if you can figure out a way to do that, that would be great.
The leader of the elves is who?
I I actually don't know.
Where does the book come into that with the elves in the church, though? I mean,
Yeah, this seems like a different direction than
we
Orcus
got.
and.
I understand we've got like a financial crisis.
Yes, this is all minor compared to the actual crisis.
Right.
At hand. But I was simply trying to answer your questions, reacclimate you back to
I
now.
appreciate that. Thank you.
But as to the tome, and as you look over, you can still see it just almost looking like it's phasing in and out on the table. From time to time, you look at it, and you can just like almost look straight through it to the table itself that it's sitting on. Yeah.
Is that new to us? Has it been doing that for a
It's
while?
been doing it since we got back.
since we got
Since
back.
we got back. Okay.
I wasn't expecting it to do this. Of the research I have done, I mean, many didn't believe the book existed at all. So, to find it in such condition concerns me, and I do have a few things I could try to essentially, stabilize it.
I just I peer over at Garbo and I say, "Go pick it up." He seems
Yeah,
to
I've
be.
just been fixating on
And I
it.
turn to Sister Gary and I go, "It only really reacts to him." So I'm gonna have I just kind of motion for Garbo to walk over to the table and like pick
Because
it
I've
up.
still kind of been walking back by the darkness, so back in between.
So he walks over and picks it up.
Give me an Arcana check.
Not gonna be good. 6.
So as you go to try to pick it up, your hand just passes straight through it.
Huh.
Yes. I'm not certain how we're going to gain any type of benefit off of this if you can't lift it.
But she's able to lift it because she carried it this whole time.
She stuck it into her satchel. When she grabbed it, she took both of her robe and basically pulled it over her hands.
Oh, I see.
Grabbed it.
And put it in the satchel. Okay.
Someone's like a new host or something?
Is it still? These are still lit up.
Everything is still glowing.
I reach over and try to pick it up.
Give me an Arcana check.
That one. So
Roll a 7.
9.
As you go to try to grab it, your hand passes straight through it.
That hasn't happened before.
Alright. So we need to stabilize the book. Is that what I understand?
Yes, and I mean, there's something I can try, but my greatest fear is that, I mean, this was supposed to be a powerful weapon.
I mean, it's a... Knowledge is power.
The more you...
Yeah.
yeah, 100% reading Rainbow style.
Well, yes, but no, this would actually be a physical weapon as well.
And how were you to utilize this?
I've killed a lot of people with a lot of things, never with a book.
Well, I'm uncertain. I'm assuming it has something to do with the gems encrusted onto the top of it, but I was hoping maybe you could give me more information about that. I mean, you said you got this.
They react to...
They react
What
to.
was it called? Like
It was a host. It's whenever a host is chosen, we were told.
Not a host, though. It had a name.
Shit,
There was a
what was it
name
called?
for it. I try to remember what the name is.
History check.
Shit. 7.
Stewart.
Steward.
Whenever Stuart was chosen, the gems glowed, and if we smashed it, we get a power up like the giant did.
What he said.
So you would break a gem and it would do something.
Give us some sort of power
Had a magical
to help
enchant to it.
defeat the Stuart.
Okay. Okay.
So the book had some weaponry to it, but
It's more of like, a tool.
I think I can maintain that. My only concern is that in the process of trying to do this, I might, weaken it.
Well, any leads on what we can do to stop it from doing that?
Yes, what I'm suggesting.
What is that?
Well, you'll have to give me a few moments to concentrate on it, but I think I might be able to essentially split it from this astral form it's stuck in.
All right. All right. I like it. Let's run with it.
Okay. Everyone's on board with this thought process?
Sure.
Yep.
What other choice do we have?
Okay. So,
Can I help her?
can you help her?
Yeah.
Okay, she's able to pick it up. So as she goes over to the table, she grabs it and picks it up, and you offer your assistance. And she says, actually, you could do one thing for me, since I'm going to be needing to use my hands a lot, but at the same time, I cannot break concentration. Would you mind just, well, holding your hands over my ears so I don't hear anyone?
I can do that.
I know it seems like a simple task, but I know some of your friends like to chat, so...
Mm-hmm. All right. I shuffle through my bag, find a couple extra shirts, fold them up into little, ear pads. I'm like, okay, we ready? Are we doing this?
I mean, sure, I guess. And she just sets it down on the table, and as you see this, she goes over and grabs a few different papers off of the other side table. Mm-hmm. As she starts reading through them, I'll need to make some markings first, and she takes out chalk, and she starts drawing it onto the table itself, making arcane runes all over the table. As you can see, Cloud and Rydolph kind of just separate out and back up a little bit. Mm-hmm. And Cloud just looks over. I do not need to see this weird witchcraft you people do. I am going to go get air. And
What is the robot doing?
he follows him as they both go up, and they open the door and step outside.
Wait a second. Is this Ratchet and Clank?
No. Never thought about that, but it's a decent parallel. But no. As you just hear like this large metallic footsteps as they go up and across all of the stonework, and they step outside and they close the door again behind them. Well, I guess I should start, but I would ask that all of you at least back up.
Sure.
So,
The paper's on the wall, right?
the
The
papers?
large papers or whatever.
Some of them are on the wall, most of them are spread across the desk.
I slowly start, since
You
everyone's
see red
spreading
yarn
out.
going back and forth.
I go over to the papers and start examining them
Okay.
while this is happening.
Give me an investigation check.
15.
As you can hear her, like, just drawing chalk lines and everybody else kind of murmuring amongst themselves, as you start flipping through the papers, you see different reports going back and forth. And most of the reports are tracking, it looks like, where money is flowing. Locations on maps as to where undead have been seen. You see sketches of the same red blood coin that you saw Gearbo toss on the counter. And on one of those, you can see what looks like an arrow on a map to a location called the Mine of Phandelver.
So this magic that's happening is like, I mean, I've seen shit like this before. So I walk over to Grizzle and kind of like real quietly I said, "What do you got here?"
I kind of point to the red lines in the map, and everything's pointing to the mine.
You know, I usually keep my business. I try to lie to him.
No, say the lie
I
first.
say I usually try to keep my business on the up and up. Okay, it's
You like
22.
this, he says.
So I usually keep my business on the up and up, but so it's like maybe some kind of money laundering or some sort of scam.
When we were in the prison,
As you see the letters MLM in a weird pyramid shape.
when we were in prison, the dwarf that was with us, didn't he disguise himself as the owner of that mine? Because he was close enough to look like a brother.
Oh yeah.
Was he the one, or could he be the one who willed it to the church?
Ah. That is something. Definitely is. Yeah, I forgot about that guy. He was
Do I hear this conversation happening? I mean, I backed up from the table, but I don't know where that is in the room compared to where they are.
You know, I'm just so happy that Dodie wasn't the first one to ask that question. It was Eel. Can I hear what's going on? Yes, you can. You're standing in a cellar.
I think his name is Hovak. Hovak?
He was in league with the church. They let him go.
He was.
And then I move away from the table and just kind of like just walk around the room looking for stuff.
Okay.
I can't help with the magic.
So as you do that, you go around, but you basically just see other crates and old materials that are sitting down there that most likely look abandoned. It looks like this is mainly just used for them to meet and maybe keep some notation, but for the most part, a lot of these items you think were left down here from the original owner. Not much of great interest.
And I go by the stairs, just kind of sit down, keeping an ear to the stairs to hear if any doors open or anything, and just wait.
Okay.
See what happens.
You can hear some murmuring outside, but you can't make it out. But you can only hear Cloud's voice.
Do we have any indication how long this might take for her to stabilize this book?
15 to 20 minutes.
Okay, I'm gonna walk back up the stairs and go outside, and I'm rather thirsty. So I remember what was in this tavern. So I'm gonna attempt to go through the door. I know that when we walked by there were cobwebs and stuff that were in there. Maybe there's some dusty bottles, some booze or something that I can scrounge up. So I'm gonna go try and open the door. I'm gonna walk by those guys and just ignore whatever they're doing out there, and then I'm gonna walk to the front door and try and open it.
So as you creak the door open and you go out there, you can just see them both kind of standing there, only about like 10 yards away from the door. And it seems as though there's maybe one-sided conversation happening where Cloud is just talking to Mark. And as you pop up, he just stops and just watches you as you like round the bend. Where are you off to?
Don't worry about it.
I pop out right behind him.
Okay.
Yep. So, you go your way.
Yeah.
And as he says, don't worry about it. I walk by and go, I gotta take a shit. And I walk over to an abandoned building over here.
Okay. So he starts kind of pacing after you a little bit, just to see where you go, and he sees you enter the front door of the Duck and Cover.
Oh, I'm just able to just walk in. I suppose it's an abandoned building. It's not locked or anything.
Right. You're able to just push the door open, and as you do, you...
what I want to do is I want to just kind of push it open and just stand on the outside and just kind of peer in, kind of observe a little bit to see if there's if there's anybody in there. Two, if does it look like it's like dangerous or...
Give me a perception check.
Okay. What is that?
2.
Okay, not good. 3.
As you poke in, you can, with the daylight outside, it's pretty easy to see. There's nothing in there.
Okay.
Just layers of dust and dirt.
Okay. Is the setup of the bar the same way that I remember it? So if I
They
remember,
remodeled.
They remodeled.
Yeah, it's the same.
Okay, so I can just go immediately behind the bar and just kind of like start looking at the shelves to see if there's any like I said, dusty bottles of booze or anything that
Give me an investigation.
Okay. 7. 6.
So as you go through, you see a lot of empty glassware, some of it broken. You don't really see much for booze. You do open up like one cask, but due to the fact that nothing has been done to take care of it, it smells spoiled.
Okay.
Although you do find one half a bottle of a liquor. I'll let you decide what liquor it is.
Gin. Okay.
As you poke it open and you take a smell, you don't know whether it's alcohol or cleaning supplies. But it smells ingestible.
What color is the bottle?
Kind of like a teal blue.
Okay.
Almost a sapphire, you could say.
Almost. Wow.
Love it.
Amazing.
Love it.
Just kind of. Is there? Is there a little? Was it already like sealed, or is it?
There was
just
a
like
cork in it.
It was just a cork in it. So I just kind of put the cork back in and just shove it in my pouch or my backpack or whatever.
Okay.
And I also remember that this was like an inn, and there were beds upstairs. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna go wander. It's kind of what I'm just wandering up there to just see what's up there.
As you start making your way up the stairs, we're gonna jump back to somebody trying to go take a dump.
Yeah.
Was it a half a bottle?
Yeah, half a
About
bottle.
half bottle.
Half
Okay.
liter.
Half liter. We'll
So the Tabaxian and his robot are outside, like by the front door.
Yep.
Doty's inside. Rydoth and the chick are downstairs.
Right off the chick, JJ,
JJ.
downstairs.
JJ, I was down there just.
You are. Insano is too.
As far as I know, like, I didn't leave.
Grizzle didn't leave.
Grizzle's at the
Would
stairs.
you like me to make a
Sitting on the
deception
stairs
check?
waiting.
I'm taking a shit.
Yes.
Use the poison ivy.
I mean, you're going into a house to go take a dump, right?
It's a lie.
And no, because I don't think anybody would be like,
Okay, yeah,
that
sure.
shit smells questionable.
All right. So are we on me now?
Yeah, we're on you. I mean,
Okay, so I-
because at the same time, like, nobody ever decides to go to the bathroom, and I'm really appreciating that you're doing that, because every single time I say, hey, this person's going to go to the bathroom, everyone's like, they're doing something shady. I'm like, no!
Taking a
Some
shit.
people need to go to the restroom.
Right. So I kind of like I go into this whatever the like an abandoned building is over here.
Okay.
That one. Okay. So I just want to go in
Sure.
and just sort of like secure the door behind me, however I can. What do I see in there? Anything?
As you crack it open, it looks like everything was basically trying to be stripped bare of this. You could tell it was a small cottage at one point in time. Somebody lived here, but it was a very meager lifestyle. And you can see a couple pots and pans that are remaining, but most of them look slightly rusted.
Okay. Is there like a chair or something I can prop the door with?
There's a chair, yes.
All right. I'll use
It's
that
not in
to-
great condition, but there's a chair.
I prop the door with it a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. I pull out a piece of chalk, 5 candles. I draw a big circle on the ground in chalk, and I set 5 candles at different points around it.
You're making a pentagram?
Are you
Yeah,
summoning
and I
the
draw
devil?
lines connecting the candles.
Okay.
And I sit in the middle. And I attempt to contact a very dark flame.
Okay. As Dane is walking upstairs, you get up to the top level, and as you start going through, you notice that some of the doors to these rooms are just missing.
Okay.
But as you look about, any of the straw that was used to fill like the mattresses, as it were, have completely rotted. It almost kind of stinks and stale upstairs.
Okay.
Some of the windows are broken out, but there's really nothing of value up here unless you wanted to try to grab a new blanket, maybe. That's a little bit moth-ridden, but it would still function to a certain extent.
No, I was just more like curious as to just what was up there. So there's nothing of value or anything that looks out of place or out of the ordinary. I'll just walk back downstairs, and I guess I'll just go outside and just maybe I'm gonna come outside and just like kind of like make a lap around the building, just observing, because I know this is gonna take time for the magic and I can't really help.
Okay. So as you make a lap back around, you kind of come near the cellar door again. Insano, Girbo, what are you doing? Grizzle,
I look-
I'm at the stairs.
Okay.
I look at Grizzle and I give him the nod and say I need to go sharpen my weapons. Give me a hoot like a novel if you need something. I'll be right outside.
Okay.
I go outside, take out my shit. I don't know if I actually have a whetstone or not, but
You do.
sweet. I just sharpen my weapons up a little bit. We get a little practice in. Limber up, stay loose.
Do a little tai chi.
Do a little air karate, karate. I want to go around to the barn too. Do I see anything that looks like a sturdy crossbow?
He would like to do an ocular pat down.
No, I'm
Right
visually
behind.
You want to do some?
inspect this.
Are you looking for a crossbeam to do pull-ups on?
Yes.
You find one.
Sweet. Want to rip out a couple sets real quick? Maybe try some one-handers, you know?
Get swell.
Get swole.
Making those gains.
Give me an athletics check.
Love it.
At
that
worst,
one,
it's going to be a 9.
You break your arm.
Wait, that is not a d20.
2.
10
10?
total.
I mean, you're getting a good pump on.
Sure.
You think you might have gotten a sliver in your finger in the beam, but you're just pushing through it. You don't
Sure.
care.
No shit's kidding.
Your other two gentlemen. Are you just going to remain on the stairs?
What am I witness? So what is she doing? I see JJ's got her ears covered.
No, not yet.
Oh, not yet.
Not yet.
We haven't started yet.
She started drawing arcane symbols on the table,
Oh, okay.
and you see like she has notes spread across the table.
Okay. What's Rydoth doing? I'm just kind of walking up to Rydoth and inspecting him. What this guy? This jittery is he tall? Kind of like Gandalf style. I mean, he's regular size. He's a human druid thing.
Think more
Medium size.
Even though the Hobbits were terrible movies, the other weird wizard that had
Yeah,
the
yeah,
bird
that's
shit
exactly.
all over him?
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
There was a wizard covered in bird shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. He rode the weird little.
It's like Randigath or something.
We're gonna guess.
Yeah. Nice job.
Rydoth. Can you? I'm looking up to Rydoth. Like, can you tell me what's going on?
In regards to what?
You were there. You helped us. Do you remember the dragon that was with us?
The dragon. Oh, the white one.
Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting skin tone.
When was that?
Oh, a little over 5 years.
Trying to figure this out both. As Gerbo and Scraggs, I have no idea what the fuck is going on. So Gerbo's kind of...
Ask questions.
Get weird. What? Who else died that? What? The village, where were we at? That broken down village. We were in a rundown, destroyed city.
I mean, are you talking about here or like where we first met?
Where we first met.
Well, Thunder Tree.
What was it? I don't remember any of this. Thunder Tree. What were we doing there? We fought a dragon there.
Yeah, you all were able to, well, you and your other friends at the time were able to help. I appreciate that.
We helped you?
Yes.
We helped you fight the darkness?
We helped the dragon lose its taint.
The dragon was in like a dark tower, so sure, I guess that was darkness.
What? I got nothing, boys.
You can hear all this.
Has Sean
So can
plugged
JJ.
your ears yet?
No.
Okay, I think Grizzle's just waiting.
Young man, I think I'm ready. So if you would muffle.
Yeah, real quick. Hey, when we were on the other side,
On the other side of the room?
after we went through the portal,
Oh, yes.
you know, I tried to contact you with telekinesis. Did you ever receive that message?
No. I mean, what did you use?
It's a spell. It's called sending. It lets me send a message through space and time to anybody I know. I tried to talk with you because we were stuck.
Oh,
Needed some.
there's your problem. As she kind of puts everything down, and she just kind of grabs your hands, because you're standing like basically right behind her as you're saying this, and she grabs your hands that are holding on to these like little muffs. She's like, "You wouldn't have known me at that point," and takes your hands and tries to put them over her ears.
Wait, what?
I don't understand.
So you're putting your hands down, or are you pulling them away as she's like trying to?
I'm pulling them away. Like, wait,
You guys don't
wait,
get
what?
it?
Oh, I get it now.
Figure it out. Figure it out.
Known me?
Did you
yet?
figure it out, or are you just saying what Angie keeps telling you?
No, I figured it out. May I?
Oh, you mean just table talk?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's take a break for half a second. Unless you wait, if they haven't figured it out yet, no, write it down.
Okay.
Give me 2 seconds. I just like write it down like 1 or 2 sentences. Give it to me, and I'm going to tell you if you're right or not, and I'll let the rest of them figure it out as it goes. Has anybody else figured it out?
I have an idea.
Carol has no fucking clue.
She said you wouldn't have known me yet.
I get it. Actually, I do get it now.
Figure it the fuck out. Bottom one.
You figured it out.
I guess I'm just.
I get it now.
I have an idea.
I understand now.
I'm processing, but like, okay, well, let's do this. Sorry.
Okay, so as you do that,
Mhm.
you just hear her start to murmur to herself.
Okay.
And as she does a number of somatic gestures with her hands,
Mm-hmm.
you feel like a cold darkness emanating from the center of the table, and you see the book getting brighter and almost completely phasing out of existence all at the same time. And you can all notice this who are in the room. What are the other gentlemen doing that are in the room?
Gilbert's ready to die and he has no idea what's going on, so I'm just staring at all this mysticism going on in front of me. I have no fucking clue anymore. Gilbert's ready to die. Take me back to the future. Kill me. Hit me. Yeah, I'm just rubbing I picked up the blood coin back and I'm just rubbing it, staring just curiously at, just waiting to see what kind of weird magic is happening, staring at this tome, Gollum style.
Grizzle looks at the wizard. I don't think we were introduced. My name's Grizzle Malone.
If you're getting off the stairs and going
Yeah,
to
he's
introduce
kind of
yourself.
shuffling over.
So as you do that, right off.
Right off. Nice to meet you. Just want to say thank you for bringing us back before we were hung.
Yeah, sure. I didn't have much to do with that, but
Well, I just know that. And I kind of motioned to the ladder, like, we were dead, and you brought us back before we could be hung.
oh, for a second there, I thought you meant like I brought you back to life. No, so okay.
You saved us.
Well, I mean, I think you saved yourselves. It sounds like, but yeah, I guess we opened up a way for you to get back. Sure.
But I guess I wouldn't. Never mind.
You're
Never
right
mind.
there. Anything else?
Shut it.
I didn't hear that comment from Sister Daryl either, because I'm not in the room.
How far back did you send my friends with the first portal? How far back in time?
Oh, you're not going to take this one well, because well, were you close to anyone?
As close as anyone gets to their family and friends.
I'm assuming they were all human like yourself.
Yes.
Were you on the younger side or the older side of your family?
Older.
Oh, so. And I'm assuming you're what, 40s?
Look at that. 31.
Oh, you look very mature for your age.
It's hard life. Hard
beer.
life.
Spend too much time in the sun.
Too much time in the sun.
Well, I mean, they're all older than you now. We had to send you back to the last time we knew that Snot was located in that town and had that book. Which would have been about 30 years.
Garrett's starting to spin, man. I have no idea what's going on.
What is happening, man?
Garrett's been watching him talk to Rideout and talking about... And I look down, and how old is Garrett?
As you pull a picture out of your pocket, you notice everybody you know in the picture starts to vanish and disappear.
Artie! It's your kids, Murray.
They turn out to be assholes.
Yeah, no, Garbo's just got the spin, man. He's trying to... I'm just completely geek. I'm just ready to let whatever happens, because I don't know. I don't want to know. I'm good not knowing. I haven't figured it out. I'm not going to figure it out.
Okay.
How long have you been playing this game? 3 years? 2 years? I was fucking drunk or stoned for the first year and a half, so I literally have no idea what's happened.
We're going to jump back and see what Snot is doing.
Alright. How's my fudging ritual going?
Give me an Arcana check.
Like speaking in tongues and shit.
Klingon?
Fucking the flames on the candles maybe glowing brighter and bigger flames?
Stepping away from the table for just a moment, we need to thank those who've helped us bring this episode to life. Our friends at Battle Bards. Battle Bards offers an incredible, vast array of sound, music, and effects to bring your games to life. Their Prime subscription service allows you to stream that content from anywhere, including if you play online. With the Prime service, you not only are able to stream that content, but if you wanted to purchase individual tracks for yourself or for use elsewhere, you get 20% off of all of your purchases on the site. Not only that, they give you access to mixers and soundboards to make the sound and effects that you need. If you go to battlebards.com, enter the promo code LOST to get a little discount off of your subscription. Our need for incredible sound is so vast that we're also helped by our friends at Syrinscape. Syrinscape brings amazing atmosphere and music to your games. With their app, you can set the mood at your table on the fly. Their toolsets allow you to create unique music for your games, and with their vast library, you'll find something for almost any RPG setting. Please find links in the description below to both of these amazing services. By using these links, you help us by showing our partners the support you have for our content. Both of these services provide an amazing level of immersion for your players. Check them both out and find out which is best for you. Or you can go our route and use them both, because they're both unique. Thank you to both Battle Bards and Syrinscape for your support. Now, let's get back to the table.
That would be 13. Dark One's own luck.
Know it.
18.
Who or what are you trying to contact?
My fucking patron.
Okay. So, much like a medieval FaceTime call, you just see, like, in the flame, as it emanates, what looks like the shape of your patron.
Okay, sorry if these, like, fucking...
Would you say it looks like a portal?
The candles, like, instead of, like,
Does it look like a
orange
portal?
flame, they start to turn black.
More like the Emperor's head just floating there.
Got black
Do it.
flames all around me. Yeah.
What do you want? Do it. Admiral Pitt.
I open my eyes and I see him.
You open your eyes, I'm sorry?
And I look at him. I see, like, he's in the flame.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, hey, fucker, what's up, man? How you been?
See, all I had to do was
give you a little ribbon. Just let you know that a nice call from time to time is always appreciated.
I've been busy. I've been back, I've been forward, I've been up and down. I shit in my hand.
Yeah, that was a nice touch, by the way.
Yeah, you like that, huh?
And I'm sorry I couldn't help you before, but you know, it's just fun watching you in situations like that.
Yeah, I bet you're having a blast. So listen, what's the rub here?
What rub?
What do you need from me? You fucking.
I told you what I need.
Yeah.
And you said you would do it. Right?
Yeah. I'm gonna need a little more juice.
What kind?
Look.
Grapefruit? Orange?
I say, look. And I kind of like summon my staff. My packed weapon. I say, you gotta help me with this. It's good, but I'm not really strong enough for it.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Yeah. Figured you'd say something like that. Well, I need a little help. Okay?
No shit.
No, I shit in my hand. We're fighting something it's pretty scary, as you've seen. There ain't gonna be anything left for you to... I try to persuade him at this point. I'm like, there's gonna be nothing left for you to play your fucking tricks on if we don't succeed here.
Now, what are you trying to persuade him of? Like, what do you...
That he needs to fucking help me, otherwise, like...
Help you how, though?
I don't know.
Because to me, it seems like you're trying to convene with him to be like, hey, DM, will you magically give me a plus one if I have a conversation with him?
No.
Like, what are you asking for?
So, in a way, yes. But I'm like, let me a little bit more power. Help me improve this thing.
Improve how?
Let me change it. Let me shape it however I want.
Well, I mean, that seems a bit broken.
Fuck. I mean...
And you hear a shattering sound as he says that. As you look down, and the staff in your hands, like you're holding onto it with your two hands, and you hold onto a piece here, and the other two pieces on the sides just fall to the ground. So now there's 4 pieces.
I say, huh. You are a tricky bastard, aren't you?
Well, it's different, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Is that what you were looking for?
You no goddamn help, are you?
Oh, what did you want?
I don't know, man. Fucking... I don't know. What do you even want from me?
We've had this discussion. You know.
They're good guys.
So are you. You want to make it out to
The other side of this, don't you?
Yeah.
But now, are you going to piss and moan that your shiny toy is in pieces?
No. No, I suppose not. I like fucking focus myself into another ritual.
You look like you're trying to take another of those shits.
Yeah, I'm squeezing one out right now.
Okay.
And I fucking summon a short bow.
Okay.
That will be my new pact weapon.
So what was the point of me doing that thing with the thing?
I don't know. What do you want me to do with these fucking pieces? God, you're a real dick. And I fucking snuff out the candles.
Everything just disappears.
Fucking fix the bow to my back. I pick up the fucking pieces of the staff.
As you pick up the pieces of the staff, you grab one off the ground, and when you do, you start to lift it up to put it away, and you notice, like almost like a velvety black shimmer, as another piece is attached to it. And you grab the other one off the ground, and it does the same thing.
Nunchucks.
Oh shit! I remember all the fancy karate moves I've been practicing. And I go, huh. And I kind of look up, and I go, no, you clever bastard. And I look back down, and then I practice them a little bit.
The one thing you notice as you're moving them about, one of them seems relatively taut. But one of them, as you give it a certain movement of your wrist, expands out further.
I want to test it out on the fucking wall.
It doesn't quite reach the wall, but it gets a good distance. You can tell it gets about 10 feet.
Whoa. Oh my
But the
God.
one just stays close to your body. The other one doesn't really move.
What the fuck?
I fucking use prestidigitation to relight the candles, and I sit down and I do my ritual to make this my pact weapon. But I gotta use like a rest to do it. So
Like a short rest or a long rest?
I think it's a
I'll let you look that up right now.
Thank you, yes.
While we jump back to King workouts.
So at this point, I'm already done with my push-ups, my pull-ups, and chin-ups. Because you gotta work both sides. I mean, come on.
Yeah, did you go upstairs, Gil? Are you
No,
I
I'm
was
out-
outside.
Outside, basically in the barn.
Okay.
But I'm walking back towards, not quite where the guys are, like in the back where the cellar is, but like sort of like on this side of the wall. Close enough where I'm trying to put myself there. I'm not trying to look like I'm showing off to the other two, but like, I want to be able to hear Matt or Grizzle if he so happens to make the sound that I asked him to. But I'm practicing weaponry. I'm trying my like off-balance maneuvers as far as picturing keep my balance and maintain my agility, as it were.
Okay.
That's it.
Just over here fighting a tree, like.
All right, Dan, what are you up to?
After my parries, dog.
Well, as I make my lap around the building, are Cloud and Mark still just standing outside, like just having a one? Or is it still? Are they still the same?
Now,
Standing there, or-
as you come back out, they're basically just standing there.
Okay.
Just kind of looking around, observing. You can see him kind of pointing towards the other building that you saw Snot kind of wandering towards.
Okay.
It's like, oh, the man needs more fiber in his diet. That is one long shit.
How long would we say has passed since I left and kind of explored?
About 10 minutes.
About 10 minutes? Okay. So I will approach the cellar door. Is it open or is it closed still?
It's closed.
It's closed? I'm going to open it and go back downstairs.
Okay.
Slowly. Because I'm not sure what the hell is happening with this magic shit. So I go downstairs.
when I left, she was drawing her shit, right? She was drawing little symbols.
Correct. And
What's
so
going-
as you go
Okay.
go down the stairs, as you get down there, you feel the air is much colder downstairs.
Okay.
And you just see a large pulsing light coming from the table itself.
Okay.
You can see the runes that she drew on the table are starting to almost shimmer and spark a little bit.
Okay.
As little like lines of like little firecrackers going off.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
you see Grizzle and Rydoth standing there murmuring back and forth to one another while JJ has his hands pressed against the side of her head with giant earmuffs. And Gearbo's just kind of sitting there in the corner staring, just rubbing a coin back and forth,
Yeah.
just shaking slightly.
Yeah.
So I
Looking
will.
like his normal together self.
I will go. I'll go up to Grizzle, and I say, I just kind of point towards Gearbo, and I go,
What's his deal?
He just found out that you were sent back 30 years to retrieve the book from my time. So, Jamie. And then, after we got the book, you were retrieved to present time. Kind of explaining the timeline thing.
As you're saying that, Rydoth is like, well, that's not like 100%. When we did that, they went back 30 years from the time that, we sent them back. And it took us a while to figure out exactly when to try to open that portal again, because we figured it wouldn't take more than a day. But nobody was there.
but it took several years, as Toblin said that he hasn't seen us in about 5.
Well, I mean, you guys were explaining like you were in a tower, there was some weird time displacement inside of a tower,
Yeah.
you were imprisoned.
Yeah.
I don't have all the details, but it sounds like some weird amount of time happened, and from what we could tell, it seemed like, from the time that we had sent you there, like a little over 2 years had passed. So that's when we figured we needed to try to reopen the portal, and thank God you were there, but Gary all had to try over and over and over again, and I mean, it looks like the poor thing took the brunt of it as he's like gesturing to her now white hair. But, I mean, that took us almost 5 years to figure out when we needed to do that, because we can only attempt that so many times. We didn't want to waste the opportunity and, trap the book back there. Well, and you guys too, of course.
Of course. So now, as I'm just kind of hearing all this information, it all 100% starts to make sense. Kind of what I was thinking when it was like it was 5 years ago, and now there's a new currency, and the mine is up. So like, we went back. Okay.
Yeah, so from when you left, 5 years has passed here. But we sent you back 30. So, I mean, I guess you could look at it like 35 years have passed from the time that you left. I mean, well, not from when you left, and then be 5. I mean, it's all weird.
Yeah. And I just kind of, and he just found all that out, and his mind's already fragile.
Yeah.
And now you're adding math into the equation. And it just broke him. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, I think he's going to need a minute.
He's gonna, okay.
He's going to need a minute
Okay.
to figure it out.
Okay. Well, so now we just enjoy the show? And we just have to wait?
That's the plan.
I found some gin. You want some gin? At least I think it's gin. It smells like gin.
He kind of looks around for some cups.
And I just kind of, I pull the bottle out, uncork it, and
You have one in like your mess kit, essentially.
And I hand it to Grizzle, and I go, "Does that smell like gin? Is it gin?"
Smell like gin?
Give me an investigation check.
Gin-ish.
Ginish 3.
No.
Certainly smells like gin.
You think it's
I pour a little splash in my
Smells
cup,
very
hand
piney.
the bottle back.
And I have one of my mess kits, like a cup or something.
Yeah.
If only they
So
could
I just
share a
kind of pour a little splash, and I recork it and put it back in. So we each have cups, and I go, "Well, here's to." I have no idea. Just kinda, I'll take a little shot of it, I guess.
As you take a shot of it, you feel just burn as it goes down.
Oh, good.
It smells and tastes like cleaning material. But you know it to be gin.
And you just go,
Just a cheap gin.
oh, that Kharkov is gross.
That's not gin, but wait, does Kharkov make gin?
I think
What's a
it's
shitty
true.
gin?
Gundries.
Gundrins?
Oh, it's Gundren's gin.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
As this takes place, finally, you just see her stop moving her hands. Everything just kind of goes dim, and you look at the book, and the book continues to pulse in this prismatic color from the gems, like it did previously.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of, Gariel puts her hands up and kind of taps you to be able to remove your hands away. I guess I was expecting something else? Doesn't look like I did a damn thing.
Do I recognize any of the spells or incantations she was saying?
Give me an Arcana check.
15?
Being the fact that you're just a bard,
Mm-hmm.
you've heard some of these from other like higher level wizards before,
Yeah.
but they don't make much sense to you.
Okay. I look at the book. Does it look any different than what it did before?
It looks basically unchanged.
Okay. Looks like it didn't work.
Yeah, that's what I said.
In other words.
Thanks for rubbing that in a bit.
Well, I mean... You seem wise. I thought you knew what you were doing.
I turn to Grizzle. Was that an old joke? Did you make an old joke?
She just kind of sighs to herself, and you kind of look over, and you can see Ladoff just like
Boomers.
Just fucking
bringing the heat.
Bringing the heat.
Grizzle leans over to Dane. I think Snot's been a bad influence on the kid.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm in no mood right now.
I'm in no
Still, you know,
He's a
still a little
angsty.
emo.
Hair's covering. You didn't do your normal hair wisp.
No, man.
What are you gentlemen doing? You're the only ones that are downstairs right now.
So what now?
Yeah.
What do we need? What say we were to stabilize the book? Then what?
Well, I was hoping, since you went back to fetch it, and you said you spoke to a magical mouth from what I understand is the creator of said thing, you might have a better understanding. All I know is from the notes that I can find, that I have found in Candlekeep, a lot of people think he had started to lose his mind by the end of his years, but the man was too brilliant. I mean, there had to be truth in it, and obviously there is. I mean, the truth is staring us right in the face. But how it's to be used, I don't know. You had made some mention of how it's supposed to do something with a steward.
Yeah, you know any stewards?
I sadly do not know.
Okay. Well,
She, the mouth made it seem like we were just to wander and, like, if we encountered somebody, it would glow randomly. We were not given a way to know if there was a steward or anything. So, you sent us to get the book. We got the book. There were blank pages on it. Except when I think when he held it, right? Would Garbo able to read anything in it? I forgot. Because before, when they would open it up, there were just blank pages and nothing was there. But I feel like at some point there was writing in there.
There wasn't one point.
When we were in Lurwick,
But who was holding it when there was writing?
I think Snot was.
Snot was.
Did you reach in? and
Snot
grab, like, a
was.
knife?
So, if you could read inside the book, would you know what to do? if there was writing inside of there, would you know what to do?
Well,
I guess maybe we need to find out.
maybe
Where's that little shit anyway? And I kind of look around. No one.
I've been downstairs the whole time.
Yeah.
You saw him kind of break
I saw him
paths.
wander off, but I went inside a building and went around. You don't know what I did up there.
Nope.
No? Okay, well. And I'm going to walk back upstairs, like, outside.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow along too, remembering back to what the mouth told me. Feels like I need to. Let's see, Gearbo. Yeah, I gather my senses and I'm following after Dane. Something's going on.
As I walk up the stairs, are Mark and Cloud are still just standing there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I kind of gesture to him and I say, "Where'd Snot go?"
He looks over. Well, if he went to go poop, you could probably follow the smell. But it was that building in that direction.
Dane picks up a rock.
Yeah, say right after this, right there. I'm just gonna, for the first time, having any sort of clarity, like not clarity, but not actually any clarity. I actually know that you're Dane, and I'm just like with a calm voice. Garibald's like, Dane, what's going on? What's happening, Dane?
Do you want the truth? Or do you want me to... I'll just tell you. You might want to sit. You might want to sit down.
No, tell me.
Let's go for a small little walk and I will explain everything.
No, not the walk. Who? There's someone here. Someone. The darkness is here, Dane.
Did I hear the door open when they exited?
The darkness is here.
I just put my hand on his shoulder and I go, we'll take just a small stroll and I will explain everything.
So I'm just going to kind of lead him around. Like, this is like an open area, right? Like a courtyard, per se, where the carriage and shit is. So we'll just kind of walk around. And I'm just kind of explaining that we went back in time to him. And as we get out to here, I'm going to sort of re-explain the events of what happened here and how that kind of ties in with why we went back in time. Do you want me to actually explain it to you? Or are you...
Kind of. I was more or less, I wanted, where's the warlock? I was kind of following you. Where's the warlock?
Yeah, so as we kind of walk, I explained what Grizzle told me, which was we went back, they sent us back in time approximately 30 years to where they knew the book was for us to get it back. And it took them about 5 years to reopen the portal for us to be able to come back. Mm-hmm. So it's approximately been 35 years. 5 years from when we went back, but we went back 30. So now we come back here, and the where we saw Cost, this is where they found out that the migration was going to happen. Mm-hmm. So now we're back here to try and figure out what this book means and how to use it as a weapon, essentially. So Snot went to this building over here, and I picked up a rock as we went outside. Mm-hmm. So now we're in this courtyard. And I'm going to attempt to throw the rock at... Is there a window that I can try and aim for here that isn't broken in this building that he's in?
On this building, most of it's actually boarded up.
Most of it's boarded up. I'm just going to throw it at the door as hard as I can. The rock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you just chuck the rock.
I throw it as hard as I can at the
Like you're trying to make it a loud noise.
Just trying to make a noise to essentially to like if he's in there because I don't know. It just said he went over to this place or whatever.
Okay.
Did he clarify that he went inside the building?
We don't know any of that.
I guess we don't know any.
But Cloud
those guys told us.
He just said,
he
okay,
said
whatever. So I'm just going to throw it at the fucking
So you see
door.
Dane pick up a rock in Sano as you're just sitting there. Getting swole.
Getting swole.
Wait a second. Those two are out here. Who's in the basement with Grizzle? So I make my way. I put away my weapons and my whetstone. I go down to the basement.
Okay. As you lift open the door, and as you're doing this, you just see like Cloud shake his head. Can't you all just make up your mind? Do you want to be outside? Do you want to be inside? What are you doing?
It's kind of like
Make a fucking decision and stick to it.
It's like yeah. Shut the door behind me.
Okay.
Go downstairs. I see Grizzle, JJ, Sister Gary.
Yeah, here's who's
Right
downstairs here.
And right off, yes. Hey,
So-
how'd it go? Was it successful? I could see the book.
No, nothing much changed.
Well, thank you for your efforts.
You're welcome. I should be thanking you. You're the one who went to go get this.
It's fun. Got to drink some Minotaur blood. It was great.
Just a little workout.
All right. So, what do you need to do from here?
I mean, unless we can figure out a way to actually stabilize this thing, I don't know what to do. Was there anything else it did for you? Or any other information you can share that might glean something?
You know, when we were in Lerwick, I seem to recall we were able to open the book, but the pages were blank. At one point, it did say something on the pages. I don't remember what that said. Yeah. Grizzle, do you remember? We're on that walk from the forest to the tower.
I believe it was a compass, but the family who was charged with it, with protecting the tome, were ordered to do animal sacrifices. And I believe that Snot, when he opened the book, he found a stone knife. Could that have something to do with the book's power, or keeping it on this plane?
I'm not sure what it would do with the plane itself, but I can certainly tell you that, I mean, the sacrificial arts are nothing new. It was probably something done to empower a demon or fiend of the abyss itself. Just which? Do you know? Is the information that you have? Or are we just going to have to go back to the drawing board and guess?
Let me think about that.
Can we go back to that?
Yeah.
Up in
So
the
you
courtyard?
throw a rock at the
Yeah.
door.
Yeah.
And it just booms with sound.
Okay.
And I'm getting hyped up on this too. I'm like, yeah, where's that little warlock?
And it's not, you hear this.
You don't
just,
know I'm a warlock. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. You hear this just shatter, basically, in sound throughout the interior of this little cabin you're in. Nothing actually shatters, it's just, it rings through.
If I respond, will that break my ritual?
Yes.
Yeah. I continue my ritual.
For you, only about 10 minutes have passed as you've been doing this ritual. No response?
Fuck. I stop what I'm doing.
I pick up another rock, and I hand it to Gerbo. And then I pick up another rock, and now we both have rocks.
Is there a...
Yeah.
Is there like a window out the back of this?
It's boarded up.
Alright, I want to take one of the fucking nunchucks, get close enough, the one that extends, and I'll zap, and fucking hit the boards.
And like two teenagers in Detroit throwing rocks at an abandoned house, I
Yeah, we're
just throw it again. At
Like
door.
if the house is here or whatever, I'm looking for a window on this backside.
Okay, make an attack roll.
Where's my 20?
So as you guys are doing this, you just keep loading and reloading and just throwing rocks
yeah.
at
What
the
are we?
door.
What are we doing, Dane? yeah.
Is it what?
Get him out here.
Which modifier?
Which modifier?
Yeah.
Trying to draw
Strength.
Snot.
Strength?
No, Dex. It would be Dex.
Dex. Okay, so that
He wants it
is
for himself.
11.
11.
You think?
You strike true, and as you do, you can just hear like creaking of like the nails that are in the side. You can see it getting the board getting looser as you hit it. But give me a damage roll.
What's the damage?
I think that's a D8. Isn't that what? I don't remember. I think D8.
Does
Let's say
it keep
D8.
the quarterstaff stats?
No, it will be modified slightly. It will keep like the bonuses it has. but as for the actual damage it
We're
would
gonna
do,
fight our own character.
I'm not gonna fight Snot.
We
That's
discussed
not.
that
That's
before.
not. That's not why I'm throwing rocks at her.
Like club 1d4,
I'm doing it because
Let's
I
say
don't want
D6.
to walk over there.
d6, but no versatile because no stat. Oops, sorry. So 7.
7. So as you do this, you just knock one of the boards out. It just flies right off the side.
Is that loud enough where we can hear it?
No, not amongst all your rocks that you're throwing at the front. And as you're sitting here throwing rocks, you just look over and you can see Mark just kind of puzzled, like looking at you. And he reaches down and he grabs like a large boulder.
The robot.
Boy, as you hear like this clinking and clanking, almost like hydraulics as it moves. And you just hear doof, doof, doof as you guys are sitting there.
I want to dive through the fucking boards.
And you just see boom as like shingles fall off the side of the house as it hits. And you're just sitting here, and that basically masks the sound of you knocking the board off. But you hear that, and you just see dust like come down from the rafters as it hits the side.
And I just kind of I look over. And what the? This is okay. Relax. It's fine. Relax.
Is the hole big enough I can dive through it?
No, we gotta get that
only
guy.
One board is moved.
What,
All right,
what do you
I
mean
can
we
go
gotta
for the
get
next
that
board.
Give me
guy?
another attack
The
roll.
lips, they told me.
About what?
Someone in our own group would want that,
What
the
is
tome
that?
for themselves.
9 plus. Okay, so
Sharing this
16.
information with you only since we're out in the courtyard here
Okay.
together. The lips, the
8.
You pop
You
another
told me
one
that-
off, and there's enough room for you to dive out now.
Fucking dive.
someone in
out.
our own
Give me
group.
an athletics check.
Someone in our own group would be trying to use,
athletics or
steal the
acrobatics?
tome for
Acrobatics.
themselves. That's
Uh,
the guy. We gotta go, Dane. We gotta go.
14.
You dive through, like your foot catches a little bit on the way out, but you're able to spring up and roll out the back window.
Did you hear what he was saying?
No.
I'm sharing this information with Dane out in the courtyard as a brief moment of lucidity for Gerbo. Like the lips, they told me that someone, that little evil guy, he's trying to use the tome for himself. He doesn't care about the zombies or fighting the darkness. He is the darkness. We gotta see what's going on. Where did he go?
I peek up back to the boards and I use prestidigitation to like take away the chalk in the fucking floor.
Okay.
My chalk pentagram.
So what are you guys doing?
I'm just trying to drag Dane along. I'm trying to get Dane
At
on
this
board
point,
with this.
at
Like,
this point, all I was doing was trying to like draw him out at some point. So he was like, "Oh, he went to poop," and I was like, "Well, to me, it would be funny to like throw a rock." Like he's he's leaning up against the wall and he's taking a shit, and all of a sudden you hear the rock. And oh God! And literally scare the shit out of him. So that's all I was trying to do. But he like gets all hyped up behind this, and
Yeah,
then you
here-
see the robot throw like a giant fucking boulder at the thing, and I'm like, okay, well, just relax, just trying to like get him out so we can talk to him, and then
I'm
now
freaking
he's
out.
like.
Yeah, I'm hyped.
Now you
getting
can
amped
tell
up.
that he's
Getting
getting amped
yeah.
up, and I'm like, all right, so I guess I'll follow his lead.
Let's go, Dane. We gotta go.
Oh, okay.
Are there more buildings over this way?
There are more buildings.
I want to
There are two more.
2 more. So I want to sneak around the far side.
And what are
Give me a
we
stealth
doing?
check.
Are we?
We're going in the front door. He's kind of coming around the back sides.
That
Of
Well,
some of
the
these.
front door has a
24.
chair in it.
24?
Yes.
Okay. I need perception checks from you two.
Not good.
19.
Perception 8.
Found some notes. They may help,
I didn't have anything written down.
from what I can read.
Okay. So you dart to the other.
Around the long way.
He wants to go in the
Let's
front.
say there's like a third
as,
building
As
over
you
here.
go to open the front door, you pull the door open,
Yeah.
and a chair just falls right in front of you.
Okay. I'm looking the wrong way.
You never asked which way the door opened.
Amazing.
I look in the room. Do I see anything?
Do you see anything?
Yeah.
No, you smell like what smells like just a little bit of a faint burnt candle smell. But outside of that, you just see 2 placards in the back that were boarded up against the window that seem to be missing, but you can't tell whether they've always been missing or recently missing.
I would like to continue my stealthy movement along the side of these guys.
We gotta find him. Dane. Tell
Give me
everyone.
another stealth check. I need perception
Stop.
checks from you.
I'm turning around, looking back out to the courtyard here.
19.
3.
5.
Jesus.
You get right up next to the building that they're in.
Okay.
Oh, he's coming back?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm like right by you guys.
Just on the other side?
Yeah.
No, basically like at the front of the building as far as I look at it.
So like they're
I was
here and
imagining
I'm like
the
right
second
here.
building.
So are you trying to get back to the front of the building?
Yeah. So if I'm coming around the front, I want to be like I want to come right up next to him. Pretty much, I want to sneak up next to him.
Okay, so they're inside. As I look at it, the front door is by me. Like,
Can we draw?
This is the
Can we
building.
draw on this?
This is the building.
Let's draw on this.
Front door be here. Are you sneaking back around to get to over here?
Yeah, essentially like sneaking up so that when they come out, I can be like, "Hey, what are you guys doing?"
Yep, that's kind of what I figured was going on.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, you do that. You're able to pull that off. Cool. Oh, actually.
So yeah, just as you guys were looking out in the courtyard, I peek. I looking at see what the hell are you guys doing?
You!
What, man? I took a big.
Where did you
steamy
come
one.
from? When did he join us, Dane? Where did this guy come from?
Over
This
there.
fucking
I
guy.
took a big shit.
Not here, not today.
What's your deal?
Hey, relax. The bit of
He
the
was-
Italians?
He was in the mine.
It's
He was
fucking good,
he was in a
Italian.
gelatinous cube.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, I remember that.
Do I know that? Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, you know that.
Yeah, he was in a cube. Remember? We saved him from the cube. He went down there to explore,
What were you doing down there?
but he was there looking for treasure down there.
No.
Yes, he was.
Money. I like money.
He does like money. This is true.
I'll be honest with you. I had a shady past. Come from a life of crime. I gotta pay for shit.
Alright, so kind of calming down and not thinking about the darkness so much and seeing as how he's stealth around here and there's nothing in the house, I'm just gonna calm down and just attribute it to nothing more than him being kind of a shady fucking guy and me not clearly being stable. So I'm just gonna calm down and like just hang out with my dwarf buddy again, like, alright.
Ah,
Whatever that little outburst was that I just had. Yeah, we were just throwing rocks. Yeah.
That was it.
it's a fun
Anyway.
pastime. Yeah.
You. When we were going through the forest, you were able to see the pages
In the book.
in the tome, yeah?
Yeah, I remember.
And anybody else that looked in there, those pages were blank. Do you remember what they said? Or maybe we go do that again.
Let's go take a look.
Alright, so you guys are going to leave the building?
Yeah, we're gonna head back downstairs.
Following the back the trio here, yeah.
As the three of you start walking out of the building, like you can just kind of see Cloud standing over by the house a little bit. Like
Yeah.
he's like digging like a little side satchel, like moving something in his hands. You can't see exactly what, but you just see Mark sitting there. Just puts his hands up in the air, so you can hear like it's like his arms go up, and just basically focusing on the two of you, like.
Oh, yeah, we didn't notice those guys.
Whatever you gather out of those gestures, that's basically what he's doing.
I'm looking at the robot like, yeah, something's going on. Dane, that robot. And I'm looking back at you and I'm starting to pipe up again. I'm starting to pipe up again. Something's fishy. You can see what's in the book. I thought I was the darkness.
His perception.
I thought I could touch the book. I thought I was. I thought the book called to me.
All right.
But it calls to you. You can read it.
Yeah, a little bit.
What's going on?
Well, like I said.
What are you doing in those mines?
Oh, well, that I was there looking for treasure. Okay. But I have powers. Innate powers. I'm a sorcerer.
Give me a deception check.
3 plus what?
9. You know that to be entire bullshit. You know he has magical powers like a sorcerer does, but that is not what he is.
Oh no, you're something different. You're
Wizard?
We don't actually know him to be a warlock.
No.
No, you don't.
All my dirty dealings in secret.
Yeah.
the darkness is here.
He does have powers. We've seen it.
at you.
He's like a fucking interrogator.
Well, he's not Kevin Spacey.
And
though.
I just scream out like so that I'm trying to get everyone to hear me. I'm having a full-on Garbo moment here. The darkness is here!
from the rest of you in the basement, give me perception checks.
Wow. all right.
Jesus Christ. Here we go.
Perception?
Mm-hmm.
18.
8.
Shawnee, maybe?
JJ?
Which one is that? Is it int? Wisdom.
Wisdom.
19?
So you hear murmuring, but you're in the middle of having a conversation with Rydoth, so all you immediately hear is the screaming. But since these two are kind of having a silent moment, they can just hear exactly what was said outside.
What the fuck?
The darkness is here!
I look at JJ like,
My interest is peaked, so
same.
I'm going up the stairs
In,
to find out
in
what's
my
going on.
mind, I want to say, hunt him up, boy. Like, I want to say that, but I refrain, and I go,
String him up.
I'm just, what, how do you, Garbo, dude, what?
Being as livid with it as I can, I'm just like, Dane, Ulfgar, whatever your name is, past, present, it doesn't matter. It's all brought us to this point, and I know the darkness. And I just had some tripping outs on him, and I just lean back over and
fucking big brain.
point at this guy.
Which,
like, Dane, I know the darkness.
are any of you three going upstairs?
I look at
Yeah, I'm
Grizzle
going
and say,
upstairs.
we'll be right back. We're going to check out the disturbance outside.
Unless you were coming with too. That's up to you. You're your own person. You're going to stay down.
No, he's gonna stay down.
Grizzle's just always on fucking task.
The two of you,
You're
like,
always screaming.
throw open the door and go upstairs. As you do, like, you kind of see Mark a little bit further away from Cloud, but Cloud is the first person you see. As you go up there, you see him just finishing to wrap something that looks like almost like a cigarello. And as he's like looking at his chest, there's like a little piece of almost flint on there. You see him retract a claw and just get a spark going as he's just going to light it as he's sitting there. Oh yes, your little one is trying to kill your other little one.
What's the robot doing?
Just like sitting there, just like with his hands on his head.
Oh my god.
And you two see them having it out in the middle of the
A
street.
better response would have been the robot goes, picks up a rock.
What's going on here, guys?
Yeah, what the
What's
heck?
happening?
What the heck, dudes?
So we're like in this courtyard, and I'm like standing right here, and Garbo's like pointing at Dane.
You guys all agree, he
pointing
can
at
read
like
it.
this guy, and he's like, that guy right there.
You can read it. We're looking for...
Well, back up. What are you talking about, Garbo? All I heard was you scream. You don't point that finger at me, little man? Let's go!
There's only one person that could read this book.
Yeah, he clearly knows spells, so that doesn't shock me.
No, it's not about the spells, Insano. He's the... what's the word?
Darkness?
The dark... Not the darkness, the...
Steward?
He's the steward.
No, it didn't glow around me.
He didn't.
As soon as you went to the portal, it hasn't stopped glowing.
I'm not done with... You guys may not believe me, but I know you.
Well, we want it. We're gonna go on. We're gonna go test this theory about him being able to read it. 'Cause
Read
he's
it!
able to. Let's head downstairs and we'll see if he can read the book. If the pages glow, maybe his
All
sister.
the same team here, dude.
Maybe what did you call her? Gare Bear. Maybe
Bear.
maybe she can.
Grizzle, give me a perception check.
20.
Yep.
Yeah.
They didn't close the door when they went upstairs. They
That's
left
true.
it wide open. And when they opened it, I mean, the sound was almost bouncing off the door. So it's kind of muffled, but you can make out pretty much everything they're saying and screaming at each other. As Gariel and Rydoth just kind of look at you and shake their heads. And Rydoth looks up. How did they do this? How did they even... Why did we send them?
Let's go downstairs.
Shrugs. Asks Sister Gariel if there's anything else she can do. Anything else she can try.
Yeah, I mean, try not to get them to kill each other, I guess?
With a monk-like focus...
You still freaking out?
No, I'm calmed down now, but now I'm just completely just staring at you.
I said, okay, what do you want from me? What?
Read it.
Your phone going.
Read it.
I've had a lot of experience with the arcane.
It's not
Raided a
about the
lot
arcane.
of tombs.
Tombs?
Tombs or tome?
Tombs. Raided a lot of tombs.
You know about the demons that this book seeks.
Does he?
I know a thing or two about a thing or two.
You know.
Alright. I'm not a sorcerer. I'm not a wizard. I'm not a bard.
I say, turn around.
No, I've been to prison.
Turn to the side.
I turn.
Why is there a bow on your back?
I've always had that.
Deception check.
He doesn't have the bow anymore, though. I thought it was.
No,
the
he has it.
nunchuck.
It's on his
I do
back.
have a bow.
He has the. Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Nat 1.
As you start sweating.
Yeah. Fucking beads of sweat.
What's going on?
We've been with you for a while.
Yeah.
That's not something new. Or that's not something that you've had. That's new. Where's that from?
Okay.
But we knew that he said sorcerer and was complete horseshit.
Yeah.
We're not in any place where you can just pick up a bow.
Right.
I look at Dan and say, Zone of Truth. Zone of Truth, man.
Nope.
What do you mean, nope?
I didn't learn it.
What?
He didn't prepare
I
it.
didn't prepare it.
Saving the gold.
Dude.
Not worth it. Get rid of it.
Not worth it.
So I'll be honest. I am a criminal. Okay.
Well, tell us something we didn't know.
I've told you that, right?
Boss.
He's not boss.
But like you guys have seen me summon a weapon, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've
Yeah,
seen
in
it
combat, you
dozens of times.
Not that, though. We've seen you
Not
summon
that.
your staff.
Right.
That you had to acquire first.
Right. And then before that, you guys saw me summon a whip from what looked like hell. With the earth, like, opening up.
But that was only in combat that you've ever done that.
But you've seen it.
I've seen it.
You've seen it, right?
Is that? Are you trying to convince me that you? What I mean, what are you trying to do here? Because I have somewhere where I'm going with
Where
this.
do you think I got these powers? Use your head.
You realize that Dane's not the smartest person in the world.
Are you talking about yourself in the third, or are you narrating?
Fair enough.
I say, look,
Which one was it?
Yeah.
you remember when we were in that cave? And we
I
got
do.
hit with that huge fucking explosion.
Mm-hmm.
And we all pretty out. And then I rescued us. You guys remember?
Yep.
I should have died. We should have all died.
Yep.
I don't know what it was. But something lent me power.
Like a god.
Something.
like a fiend.
Not a god.
The opposite of God.
What
Pretty
explosion?
So what? You owe him now. You
We
owe
took a
him.
fucking fireball to the face.
When? I don't remember
At
any of
Airdrie.
You owe.
That session.
Giant flames.
It was like the first one, yeah. That like I was
We're like, no, we'll just group up. We'll just,
H1N64?
Yes.
yeah, we'll just group up in this corner. And Carl's like, yeah.
I was like, all right.
Were you not
okay.
chicken? He wasn't chicken foot at that time? He was.
No, he was.
Chick-
This was
it
when we
was chicken
first
feet.
met. Snot.
Chikamfi died in the as a sheep.
Yeah, before we got
So now
Gouged in the skull.
you owe it a favor
Yeah.
because it saved us.
What kind of?
So you get this. You got this new bow from your
Yeah.
your dark friend.
I mean, it doesn't have to be a bow. It can be, and I take the bow out and I go, and I throw it up in the air and it disappears. And I summon a fucking black swirling smoke solidifies into a sword. I'm like, give me your sword. And like the fog goes away, and it comes back and it solidifies into a little rubber duck. And I'm like, could be a duck. And then it disappears and it solidifies back into a battle axe. I'm like, well, one of these fucking things. And then smoke goes away, and I leave it at that.
So now, what do you owe this thing?
Oh, favors. He likes me to call him sometimes. Talk to him. I think he's lonely.
What? I'm not, and as he's saying this, I'm just gonna peer back at Gearbo as he's watching all of these dark weapons be summoned and this guy's power and magic and things, and just kind of looking to see what he's doing. Because you're just literally pointing at him going, he's the darkness, and you just watched him summon all this shit.
There was a trade-off. I don't know.
A trade-off?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think you do know. Trade-off of what?
I don't. I gave something up. I don't know.
Read it.
Let's go read the tome.
Let's go read it.
Let's go read it.
But is he the only one that knows? Are we aware that he used to have a ring? Is the group aware that?
You guys know a lot of things about me that I don't know.
Yeah.
So he had to forget, like, most of
I know that he had to forget that.
I don't know.
Give me a history
Gero doesn't
check.
know any of this shit, so that's good.
10.
You do not remember that he used to have a ring.
I do not remember that. Okay.
Like, it's kind of like one of those fleeting thoughts, like,
Yeah.
did he, didn't he? You don't remember exactly. So both answers feel like they could be right, too.
Okay.
Gero's gonna roll.
For what?
For what?
Dad, explain everything to me!
What'd you roll?
13. History check. What do I remember about... I'm just staring at Snot here, trying to... I don't remember shit about this
Yelling,
ring. What's this
read
ring?
it at him.
Yeah, like... He's talking about some explosion.
Plus anything?
I don't know. I don't even know what I was rolling for.
What's he making that sound?
Like, as he's talking about this all seems weird to you. Like, you hear Dane talking about a ring. It's like, a ring. Like, you kind of look down at his hands. He doesn't have any jewelry on his hands. It's like, I mean, maybe he used to wear a ring. I don't know, but who cares? Like, maybe he just doesn't want to wear the ring today.
Yeah.
I don't know. But you do
I'm
remember...
just trying to piece through my memories about what else do I remember about
You do
this
remember
guy?
what almost felt like a dream of seeing inside when you were last in Wave Echo Cave, this large floating skull with, like, that was basically twice the size of you.
Yep.
As it's floating about, and
remember
the
that.
last thing you recall, it's like, okay, everybody get behind Dane. He's going to throw up a shield to protect us as we go across this thing. And you remember seeing a bright light.
Yep.
That was the last you remember of that. But then you remember fighting it and defeating it too.
Wolfgar, you mean?
No.
It was Dane at that point.
Dane died?
We all died.
We all died.
Yeah.
You remember just coming
Almost.
to suddenly after seeing that bright light, and you defeated it, but you don't remember exactly what caused that.
That's shortly after. That's where
Fuck,
I-
H1N64. That wasn't even drugs or alcohol. That was just
No,
pure
you
flu.
were sick out of your mind, yeah.
You were so sick.
All right, cool.
That's where I had to roll a new character.
Right.
Like, I didn't survive my saving throws. If I even got them.
You did.
Read it.
So you don't want to do it? Are you going downstairs?
We need to go downstairs. We're going... I would like to head
How's
downstairs.
JJ reacting to all this?
You just emo in the corner. His vape.
I mean,
Just flicking his
He's
head.
like, this guy's dark and I like it.
no, I'm just going around along with the crowd here. I'm now extra suspicious after seeing him do this weird summoning magic that I've never seen before.
Do we see a reaction from him, from like him summoning this? Are the robot and the cat, are they doing anything? Or are they just like, oh, cool?
They're really not reacting.
They're not
Like,
reacting
this
to
is
it? Okay.
not really that impressive to them.
That is a robot, I suppose, so.
Yeah, man.
He's just like, oh my god, robot.
I'm more like just trying to diffuse any tension going on. We're like, easy, everybody. We're all on the same team here. Let's just see if he can read the tone.
Yeah. Let's go. Come on, guys. Friends.
All I can imagine now, I'm just zoned out on this skull that killed us or whatever. That's all I'm thinking about right now is this flaming skull.
As we walk, I've heard him mention that there are favors, but he wouldn't clarify as to what, and so I'm just kind of mulling that over, like what could that possibly be?
All I imagine
is
right
it
now
monetary or
is not playing his own game, and it's like selection choices. He's like, oh, I choose the one that says I have favors, but don't tell him. Okay, Dane will remember this.
Okay, we're going downstairs.
Okay,
let's go.
So as you guys are going back down, you just sit there and you see Cloud. He's like sitting against kind of like the stairs at this point, the cellar going down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? I was kind of hoping for a little person bout. Kind of like a circus.
That would be quite entertaining, absolutely. I'd like to see that someday.
And you guys start making your way downstairs as you just kind of see him flick his cigarello. And he starts working down with you, and you can hear the clomping of the giants. I guess I'm going to call it robot, because you guys don't technically know what it is yet. Downstairs. I know Ponch is very well aware of what it is, though.
Metagame.
Yep. So as you get downstairs, you can see Grizzle right off and Sister Gariel sitting there kind of just conversing back and forth and staring at the still phasing in and out tome on the table. Well, did anyone die? As Gariel looks at you.
Nope. But he can read it.
Well,
as I point at the knot.
Show us.
I walk over and I try to flip it open.
Okay. Yeah, give me an Arcana check with advantage.
What is that?
4.
Oops.
20, nat 20.
Nat 20?
Yeah.
As you reach down, you still see it phasing in and out. And as you put your hand, you feel your hand pass through it again. But as you look down, you feel something physical in your hand. There's mass. But the book is still phasing in and out on the table. And as you look in your hand, you notice a smaller version of that same book in your hand.
There's a book in a book.
It's almost exactly the same in every single way. But as you look down, you notice that of all of the gems, most of them are blacked out except for the smallest ones. Those are the only ones glowing.
Is the mini book also phasing in and out of reality?
No, it is solid.
What happens if I like, can I pick it up?
Yeah, it's in your hand.
It's in your hand.
I'm looking at it.
Whoa.
Holy shit.
That was something. Open it up. What does it say?
And I flip it open to the first page.
As you flip it open, there is nothing written there.
Kind of thumb through it.
It's like you have a fucking sound for flipping through a book?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. No, I actually have one additional item that should be set there, but I don't know what it is. I'm going to have to... Give me 2 seconds, boys.
Alright.
I was not thinking this far ahead. Shit.
You think we'd get this far?
Oh, I know, I knew you'd get this far, but I wasn't thinking ahead as into like, oh, I should have had that note set out.
I can't care about losing his mind.
Read it.
That was great.
That's funny.
As you open it up and you start flipping through, you see on one of the pages a little bit of ink start to write itself.
Start to write itself?
Yes.
Damn.
As it fills in.
Is it legible? Like, can I read it?
You can read it.
Can any of the rest of us read it?
Well, it depends upon how close you were holding it to yourself.
What language is it in? Do I know?
Any
Or can I
language
just
you can
read
read
it?
that you prefer it to be in.
Oh, shit.
Whatever your language of choice is.
I believe. Let me double check. Because I don't have it on this sheet.
I know you all speak common.
So he grabbed the book. Grizzle kind of walks up
Infernal?
behind him, kind of peering over his shoulder.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you know Infernal?
It's in common.
It's in common?
Give me a perception check. I'm going to say with disadvantage.
With disadvantage.
So it's an 8 and a 5, so 7.
So you don't hear Grizzle coming up behind you, so you're able to see this as he opens it up. Okay. Mainly because your attention is just so focused on what the hell just happened and as these words are writing themselves. But here's what you can read inside of the book. All it states to you is, with my tome now in hand, the great power you wield. Bear in mind, true power does not come from the understanding nor the ability to wield such strength, yet the ability to acknowledge such power and discard it for the greater good.
Also, with great power comes great responsibility.
The greater good.
The greater good. Alright, I read that aloud. I want to read it aloud before I go.
And you do. You saw it first, though.
That's what it says. It's good. It's a little.
I just kind of peer over at Sister Gariel.
Yeah. What do you make of it?
I don't know. Ramblings of a crazed man, but I don't think he was crazed. I think he was brilliant. I just don't understand the miniaturized version.
Are there more pages that have writing on them?
As you flip through, you do not see any. And as you flip back to the page the writing was on, the writing is no longer there.
No.
Turn it over. Show us the cover.
I close it and I hold out the cover.
So as we compare the two, are the gems different from this book than the one he's holding? Like that are lit up?
The only ones that are lit up are the ones that are the smallest ones.
So these
those four.
on both sets of books.
No, just on his. On this one, they are all glowing in different colors, every single gem set. The only ones that are glowing any types of colors on the one that's not holding in his hands. The
So
smallest ones.
I point that out, and again reference over to Sister Gariel. What do you make of that? Why I don't understand why the gems are different. We were told that they would glow when there was a steward, but only the little ones are glowing for him. Does that mean anything to you?
I don't know. I don't get this. And she tries to push her hand to where the book is still on the table, the large tome,
Yeah.
and her hand just passes right through it.
You guys don't think I'm like a little steward, do you?
Nice, very nice.
Hold up the book quick. I see the cover. I lean in. I quickly jab one of the crystals that are glowing, or try to.
That you try to?
Jab it with what?
Just my finger.
Oh.
Okay.
Poke one of the glowing ones.
Before this gets explained any further, I need everyone to roll a flat d20.
Oh, God.
Here we go. Time for Orcus. 14.
15.
17.
Wait, hold on.
Everybody roll for initiative. The book floats and attacks you
You
all.
said 14?
14. Punch at a 15.
We're assaulted by the power of knowledge.
You had a 15, Paul?
Knowledge is
15,
dying.
Yes. Doty had a 17. Sorry.
3.
Andy.
14.
14.
You've been
You have
assaulted.
14 as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I need Eel and Andy roll off.
Ooh. Ooh.
You have received
Wait,
a paper
and
cut.
both Sean and Hoff had 3s?
Yep.
So you two need to roll off.
Double doubles.
Ah, shit.
18.
11.
9.
Wait,
5.
18?
What the fuck is happening? You all take that much damage.
Oh, and Sean rolled higher?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
You'll
From-
reflect that much damage. Nah.
No.
Nah.
Okay.
No, it's the power up. It's the crystals.
As you look at these crystals, they change different colors constantly. They go between like a rainbow color, green, black, blue, red, gold, purple, and yellow.
Green, black, blue.
You can even write them down on the whiteboard if you really needed to.
Yep.
That may not be ready.
Yep. I'm gonna go pee. Someone with better handwriting can do that.
Yeah, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Not it.
We rolled and picked colors based on the numbers we rolled,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what we came up with. That's what happened. So we'll see.
What do you got purple?
So,
Look at that.
Yeah.
How come that's
Sorry,
not
audio.
ASMR, just do it real quick.
Fucking, I've just been getting nothing but cheese.
Is this happening at all?
This is a good time to do the.
Into my horrible.
We'll cut that out in post.
Where everybody looks at the camera.
I'll cut a lot of this out.
This
in
is
post,
the
unfortunately.
Oh my god.
Fuck. Can't eat Since you mentioned that you looked at it, I've been trying really
take a whole
hard
bowl
not
over
to
there.
look terrible. Not to look at the camera.
Yeah, I've been trying not to look at it.
So, sit down!
Oh, the contemptible look. Oh my god.
So as Grizzle reaches over and pokes one of the gems, it doesn't give way, but you notice the prismatic colors that it has start to shift through, and they start to slow down until the 4 gems that are present turn black.
Until the smaller ones, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Those ones turn black?
The others just look like pieces of polished stone. There's very little color to them at all. They look almost gray. But it does not break.
I see. As seeing that, there's still the phased one or whatever back on the table, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go reach and try and grab the big one again.
Okay. As you do, you pull out your own miniature version.
Mm-hmm.
What?
And as you look down, you notice the colors as you wipe your hand across some of the gems. Most of them are just slightly polished but grayish looking stone, with the exception of the smallest ones on there. And as you do that, the prismatic effect doesn't go away. In fact, it gets brighter. But just
So
on
now there's a
small
phased
force.
one, and these two both have versions. What the fuck?
Correct.
I'm gonna reach down and try to grab the book on the table.
As you do, very similarly, you pull that out. So the stones change in color to gold.
Whoa.
Just the smallest ones. And you guys keep going around the table doing this.
I
And you get a book.
With
and
our
you get a
powers
book.
combined,
No, hold on.
we are Captain Planet.
No, I say, guys, we're like a super team, a team
We're like,
who is here to avenge humanity. We're like the.
We don't have money for that. As Grizzle being the last one to reach his hand down, as you do, you feel the full size of the book that sits in front of you. But as you grab it, it just shrinks down to be a similar size to the rest of them.
And the phasing stops.
The phasing stops, and there's nothing more on the table except for the 6 miniature books that are in your hands.
What?
I open mine. I start slowly paging through. After Carl goes through does.
Well, Carl's doing what he does.
Whoa!
Mini books.
Carl's about to do what he does.
Oh my god.
You don't have 6 of those?
By the way, you did not get this last time. That's yours.
Immersion!
So just so you guys know, this is locked. If you push this to the side, it will unlock.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Secret compartment is
Yep.
how?
Is what?
There's a secret compartment also?
Yeah, secret compartment also. I'm going to put that with felt, and you can tell me what color felt you want. I have enough of these where you'll each get your own.
Cool!
You can use it for dice, for whatever you want.
Oh.
But I've been waiting to color in the gems, because the gems will be colored in with whatever color you
Holy
picked.
shit.
As you use
This guy.
them and you break them, they don't recharge. They are what they are. So you're going to have 4 uses of whatever this is that's in your book.
Whoa.
As soon as you use it, I'll paint back over it and it'll be gone.
Oh, very cool.
I've been basically waiting to figure out what your color is going to be. To be able to paint this stuff in.
Wow.
Cool.
But there you are, whoever wants to look at it. Actually, right now, I will say this. I have, well, this one's almost done. I have another one that's almost done. The rest of them are still in process of being made. Like, they're all printed. I just need to paint them up. I want, if you want it, and it's going to be yours, you want to claim the first one, I want everyone who wants it to roll a d20. Whoever gets the highest number can have it.
Well, I want to roll just to roll, yeah.
I'm waiting.
19.
10.
Is everybody rolling?
Yeah, everybody roll.
19?
Yeah, 19.
Nat 20, baby.
Fuck!
I use the Dark One's own luck! No.
Anybody beat a 19?
Alone.
The Grizz.
I will pull out some felt at some point and let you tell me exactly what it is. I'm going to put a felt lining on the bottom so that way if you put something in there, it doesn't make a ton of noise.
I'm jelly!
I am
The
jelly.
Grizz!
I'm very jelly. Fuck yeah.
Holy shit. Amazing.